I spent 9 months trading the Blueberry Funded Challenge, and I'm about to tell you things that most reviews never talk about. If you're new here, my name's Daniel. I trade prop firm challenges and break down prop firm rules, restrictions, and all the fine print so you know exactly what you're dealing with before you risk your hard-earned money. If that's something that resonates with you, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Now let's start off with what Blueberry actually does right, because there's a lot that Blueberry actually does right. So firstly, let's start by talking about the trading conditions. And the trading conditions are really good. I never found any issue with a lot of slippage or bad spreads. Generally, I had no problems with the trading conditions, so I give trading conditions a nice A+. What's also nice is Blueberry has a 6-hour rule for swing traders. Basically, if you enter a position 6 hours before the news, you can hold that position during the news. So that's really nice as well. Moving on to the next, let's talk about the customer service experience. And generally, every time I had an issue or a problem and I emailed customer service, they were very fast in their responses and they were very helpful. So A* for customer service. On the same point about customer service, for those of you that don't know, Blueberry have an IP rule. And the way it works is if they see that your IP address has changed, then you are in risk of being breached. Now, what happened was I was on holiday in Mykonos in Greece, and silly old me decided to take a trade, and I forgot about notifying them that I was going to Greece, because they say that it's okay if you go to another country or you're traveling, just send us the itinerary and the details so that we know that it's you who actually traded and not someone else. I forgot to do that, and I immediately realized after I took a trade that I made this mistake, and I contacted them and they were very forgiving, and they just said, just send us your itinerary and all will be good. So that was really nice because they had an opportunity right then and there to breach me, which is what a lot of other prop firms would have used to breach me right then and there. Now let's talk about something that a lot of you probably don't see, because if you're not an influencer, you don't see these other parts. I gave away some challenges to some of my subscribers, and a lot of times when you see online giveaways, you don't really see does the person get the account, because you yourself are not the influencer, or unless you're the person receiving the account. But what I like to do is I like to make sure that my subscribers get their giveaways. So I checked to make sure that they all received their giveaways, and shout out to Blueberry because they gave them all their accounts. There was no issues, no saying, oh, we don't want to give this person an account, or, you know, some rubbish marketing technique where they just want to make it look like they're really kind and giving, but really they're not actually giving accounts. They actually gave all the accounts and there were no issues. So shout out to Blueberry. On the same topic, one of my subscribers that won a free challenge took part in my 4 Traders 90 Days challenge. For those of you that know about this challenge, I'm sure you're well aware of one of my subscribers called Mo. Now, what happened with Mo is that he breached the max lot size restriction. So again, like the IP issue, Blueberry had the chance right then and there to breach him, and now he's got to go and buy an account. Also, considering it's a free account, it's in Blueberry's best interest to breach him, so then they can receive some of his money by him buying another challenge. But what Blueberry did was they said, look, you've made this error, we're gonna have to breach you, but here's a free account on us. So that was really nice, and I don't think you'll see that in a lot of prop firms. So shout out to Blueberry again. Before I get into the problems, if you're considering purchasing a Blueberry funded challenge, I've put a discount link in the description so that you can get a cheaper challenge. Now let's get into the bad. And there's actually only one bad thing that I can say about Blueberry funded. And that's the fact that, as I spoke about with the issue with Mo and the max lot size restriction, that's my issue, is the max lot size. So for a 100K challenge, the max lot size is 12 lots, which is not a lot, especially if you're a day trader. Sometimes you might be hitting 26 lots, 30, or maybe even 40 lots. So 12 is really low, and it impacts the amount you can risk. And like, I'm not talking like a degenerate who wants to risk 5%, 4%.
That's money.
I'm just talking about basically 1% risk per trade. And with a lot of pairs, when I'm trying to do this, it's really difficult with a max lot size of 12. So I don't really like that rule, and it doesn't really work well with my strategy. But for some other people, it might be okay. But just for me and probably a lot of other traders that use small stop losses, or maybe they want to risk a little bit more, this is going to impact you if you want to buy a Blueberry funded challenge. I have failed this challenge. I was down minus 6% when I was doing the challenge with my subscribers, the 4 Traders 90 Days Challenge. And I ended up going into a losing streak and I ended up failing the challenge. But irregardless of the fact that I failed the challenge, I still have good things to say about Blueberry. Only the max lots are an issue, but that's for my strategy. And that is exactly why it is important to pick the right prop firm for your trading style. This video over there will help you do exactly that.